If you give it a go, let me know how you feel about it, and may God help your soul. Yo, my name is Andrew Hiller, and I believe in fitness.
My name is Daniel Lugo, and I believe in fitness.
I believe in fitness, and I believe in a whole bunch of other things. And one of the things that I very strongly believe in is that, and if you've listened to Sevan, I believe I said it on his show first, how I feel about the way that Ben Bergeron portrayed himself during his time with Katrin David's daughter. I don't really get too much of a sense of it now, but during that time, it was like, Ben Bergeron, Ben Bergeron. If it weren't for Ben Bergeron, Katrin David's daughter would have never won the CrossFit Games. I taught her how to climb up a rope. We do event 13 from the regional way back when, which kept her out of the game. And you fast forward all the way up until 2022, and she's still almost getting last place in the field. But it was because of Ben Bergeron that Katrin David's daughter learned how to climb the rope. So today I have a video. It's going to be a workout video. And in this workout video, I've mentioned the athlete. Her name is Keiko Tanaka. She was on my regional team in 2018. She joined my affiliate that year. The first conversation that I ever had with Keiko is that if she doesn't want to be in the gym and be part of what it is that I had going on with the athlete camp, then that was okay. But I wanted to be very transparent and tell her that basically all I had them do was work out with me, work out with one another, and that all they had to be doing was willing to push one another. I'll offer up tidbits of help where I could and say, hey, tighten up there or get taller there and make sure you don't cut that short there. Push here, take it easy there, some whatever. And I guess you could say that I was coaching her. And if you were to ask her, I think that she would say that I was coaching her as well, along with the other people in the affiliate, of course. But it was always her that put in all of the work. It was always her that was the one that showed up on time. She was never late. She didn't take anything for granted. She didn't fuck off on the weekends and like get wasted like some of the people that were also trying to make it on the regional team. When you have a goal, there's always a starting point, and then there's somehow you're going to get there. And everything in between those two things, they either line up or they don't. If they don't line up, you're giving everybody a pretty good idea how serious you are about that goal. And Keiko was dead fucking serious. She moved to be part of the gym. If I said I'm going to be there at 5 a.m. to work out, she was there at 4:59 every single time. If I said I need you to do a set of chest to bar pull-ups every 20 seconds, she would do a set of chest to bar pull-ups every 20 seconds, and she is the epitome of the perfect listening athlete, and she was the best training partner. Even yesterday we did a workout. I'm able to do clean and jerks now, so we were doing clean and jerks, and it was 33, 27, 21, 59 of box jump overs and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 heavy clean and jerks. We were pushing each other back and forth, and it was just like the good old days, 2017, 2018, and I thought what better to do than do one of the worst workouts that I ever do and I continuously do, and it's also a pretty good test. The workout is every 4 minutes you do a 30-second max effort assault bike sprint, and you do that for 4 rounds. Over the course of 16 minutes, you're doing 2 minutes of work. Every 4 minutes, hit the assault bike as hard as you fucking can and see what you can hang on to. Now you might say, it's only 2 minutes of work in 16 minutes, how hard can it be? I'm just going to play the clip and I'm going to talk over it. 3, 2, 1, go! Myself on the far left, Keiko in the middle, and Don Kabashigawa on the far right. We are each doing the workout, which again is every 4 minutes you do a 30-second max effort assault bike. The only way you do this workout right is if you go as hard as you fucking can every single one. Don't think, oh, I'm doing 4, I'm going to hold back. You need to go as hard as you can every single time. Literally leave nothing on the table. My best interval ever on the first one was something like 28, 27, 25, 25. I believe it was like two or so years ago. That first interval, I got 35.6 calories. That scared the shit out of me. Everyone knows that when you get like a little bit more, it's going to hurt a little bit more on the back end. I will always tell you that, and I won't always tell you, but I've been telling you that I haven't been doing all that much working out. Whole lot of YouTube stuff. With the YouTube stuff has come and the elbow injury. There's been a little bit of a fallback on the fitness, but that 35.6 really was something. And I had a whole lot of different thoughts and sensations going into that. I was like, oh, cool, I PR'd my 30 seconds. But then I was like, how's that going to feel later? So I got that, and Keiko got 17.9, and Don got 22.9. I'm looking over at the numbers on the board over there. I don't have them in front of me. I was able to get up to like 110 or so RPM. I don't know. You can see my head's going all over the place, and I really wasn't focusing. I was just trying to see how much I could pump the machine. What you're going to notice maybe is that the clock rolls over a little bit. So where it's supposed to be 0 to 30, when I start up the monitor, I wanted to start refreshed every time it started at 0, and I keep it on that screen where it's just kind of the assault thing moving around. So you go stop, stop, and then there's no numbers on the screen. When you start pumping on the machine, it will click on, and it usually takes a second or two for it to click on. Keiko and Don are also doing the same thing. So if you notice that it's going not really from 3 or 4 flat here all the way up until 430, it's more like the way the bike is actually monitoring the calories, it's more like 402 to 432, and they're doing the same thing. And then there are no rollover calories as well. So you look at the screen and you take that number right there. So where I got 35.6 on the first round, by the time I was done, I think it had rolled over all the way up until 38, which is just a giant shitload of a rollover. I've never done this on the Echo bike, so this will also be interesting. I really, really, really want Sevan to do this because I've done this 6 or 7 times. And it's a cool test because I do think that it gives you a little bit of an insight into the type of athlete that you are, or maybe just individual that you are. I would have the members at the affiliate do that. We had 10 Echo bikes, and we would have the 10 Echo, and I get before we replaced the Echo bikes, the assault bikes with Echo bikes, we would do them on the assault bike. And they would kind of get beat up a little bit because I'd have everyone just kind of hammer on them, and this test would almost like cut and dry say we're going to blow out an assault bike today. But I like this test so much that I would still be doing it with everybody. And what I mean by that is there's always that person that's going to be able to get a shitload of numbers. But then it's about rounds 2, 3, and 4, you're going to see how they can keep up. I would say that probably someone like Matt Frazier or a Tia Toomey, they will have very, very comparable numbers to the best in the world on that first one, but then they're going to be hanging on to something about 80 or higher percent of that number. Something like Matt gets 40 on the first round, and then 30, 28, 28, or something stupid wild like that. When you see the Rogue Echo Bike Challenge, you know people are probably capable of getting 50 or 60 calories in 30 seconds on an assault bike, on an Echo bike, where I got 35. On my second round, I went down to 25.6. So I went 35.6, 25.6. I lost 10. This is where you see my conditioning kind of not really at there or where it used to be. You're going to see Keiko go from 17.9 to 13.3, and Don went from 22.9 to 18.7. There's a little bit of how much did you drive up, kind of that shittiness sitting in your body. Some people call it the lactate threshold. I think that there's a hydrogen ion buildup. I think that there's an acidity sitting in there. Everyone calls it lactic acid, but I think that it is a hostile environment. When you start like throwing a whole bunch of metabolic waste, I think there's just an acidity that rises in the pH and your muscles is all off, and I think that that is the sensation that's like, oh fuck, my legs are completely gone. It's right about here where you start to question your life. I think, and I didn't see, that I kind of was like struggling to get off the freaking bike. My quads weren't working anymore. Everyone's going to have something different that affects them on this workout. So for myself, and I believe Keiko, it's our quads. We feel like our quads can't pump anymore. And for Don, he was talking about how his back pumped up. I think that you will see some people's butts pump up, some people's hamstring. Not really many hamstrings, but it's either butt, quads, or some part of your upper body are going to pump up. And one, it's what you favor, what you want to use the most. So for myself, I'm very quad dominant, and I try to use those as much as I can. And when it gets tough to move the bike, I think quad, pump, drive. And Don is probably someone who's thinking, I'm going to try and pull on this thing to keep the RPMs up for the duration of the 30 seconds. I've been doing a lot of research into extra bodybuilding kind of techniques, and what I've seen recently is that you give yourself full rest. This is something like full effort, full rest. So you're giving full effort to the working muscle group. Like for myself and Keiko, it's the quads. For Don, it's the back. You pump, and there's really nothing left. See, I'm getting off the bike there. The quads are kind of dying, and I'm really kind of questioning, and I really bitch out on this last one. So on the third one, I went and got 18.9. Keiko got 10.8, and Don got 16.7. Like I had told you, I think my best was 28, 26, 25, 25. I know the total was 103 calories. When I got that 35 on the first round, I was like, oh shit, I haven't worked out in all this time, and I know that my best ever is 103. I did that right around the semifinals last year. I knew that it kind of put me, but you can see that I'm really bitching out here. I think I was keeping it in the 80s on the RPM, or on the first couple, I was into the 105, 110 range. All of us are hurting a little bit, and like I told you, it's just kind of a cool test to see where you're at fitness-wise. The most powerful athletes will be able to get huge numbers on the front, and they won't get very big numbers on the back, unless they're also good enduring athletes, good repeatable athletes, and those athletes are usually the best CrossFitters in general. I had a buddy do this workout once, and if you were walking down the street, you'd say, that guy's in good fucking shape. And he is in good shape. He can walk 18 holes of golf, and for some of you guys, you might think that that's not good, but you'd be surprised at how many people can't walk 18 holes of golf. He has deadlifted 500 pounds with myself at some point in his life. He's done a 300-pound bench press. He squats 315 for reps, that sort of deal. I had him do this test, and I think that on the first interval, I was doing like my 30 numbers that I do. I've done this 6 or 7 times in my life, and with him, he was getting something comparable to me on the first round, and I think he fell off and got like 10 on the second round because he couldn't recover after that first 30 seconds. And then on that third interval, he got on the bike, he went for 5 seconds, and then I got a sandbag sitting on the other side of this car, and he sat on the sandbag with his hands between his head for the next 30-40 minutes. He just couldn't freaking function. And then he got like a really bad migraine, and it wasn't that he gets migraines, it's that this workout is a fucking monster, especially if you aren't used to high intensity, like really high intensity. Finley Funston the other day, fitness in 100 words, not understanding what it means to like push yourself. Oh, never push yourself, never work hard. My buddy will self-admittedly say that it's like, what's the point of him going there? He just wants to look a certain way. And I brought up earlier in this, I believe it was this bit, I've done this over a couple of times, but there is somewhere that you want to be, and there's a goal and a way to get there. My buddy's goal is just to look a certain way, and I would always say like, hey, but if he doesn't want it, you can't ever give something people that they don't want. He looks good, he feels good, he doesn't want to hurt, he can do everything that he needs to do. And for myself and for people like Keiko and people like Don, this is something that's important to us, which is why we try to put ourselves into like the shitter on a workout like this. If you give it a go, let me know how you feel about it. Remember, again, it is every 4 minutes for 4 rounds, 16 minutes total. You do the 30-second max effort. Restart the monitor, don't count the rollover, and may God help your soul. Andrew Hiller, out.